Today I'm here with Tom Murphy, and Tom, tell us why we're here today.
Right, Tom Murphy from the Red Brennan Group. We are at the San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters today. And what we are doing is, on behalf of three proponents, we are dropping off an initiative. And the three proponents are gentlemen that live out in the high desert, David Jarvie, Steve Myers, and Charles Pruitt. On their behalf, we are dropping off an initiative to repeal a special tax associated with Fire Protection Zone 5, FP-5 for short. We want this initiative to be put before the voters because it's in accordance with California law. The Constitution of the state requires that if any local government wants to extend a tax, that they have to get 2/3 vote approval from the voters that are involved in that area. FP-5 right now covers 1 million people in the county, almost 96% of the land mass, and it was only ever voted on by 1,022 people out in a small community in the desert.
30,000 signatures were signed for this initiative. Why so many?
What we turned in was actually just shy of 30,000 signatures, and it is a lot. It took quite an effort, and it was a combination of paid circular gatherers, employees of the Red Brennan Group, or a better community that went out and got those signatures. Initially, when we turned the petition over to the county, based on the election code, they told us that we needed 26,153 signatures. After, expending a lot of effort, a lot of resources, about a month prior to the end of the campaign, one of our line employees came to us and said, "Hey, go talk to this guy. Apparently, we may not need to gather as many signatures as the county requires." We ended up with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, which, as you know, is kind of a taxpayer advocate throughout the state. We asked them to analyze the county's requirements. Turns out that the California Constitution, if you will, trumps the section of the code that the county was referring to. Still don't know for sure. The Register of Voters has not told us exactly what it is. Likely, we only needed somewhere around 8,000 signatures.
Oh, wow.
So we gathered like 3 times what we needed. On the one hand, that's great because we've certainly communicated a message to the senior bureaucracy, the county electeds, that folks are not happy about the way this tax was imposed.
So you gathered way more signatures. You came in, you turned them in today. What happens next?
The election code basically says you turn it in. The Register of Voters has 30 to 60 days. It's a little bit fuzzy in the code how long actually, but they have 30, 60 days to validate the signatures. Then those results go to the Board of Supervisors. The Board of Supervisors has one of two choices. They can either just implement the ordinance as written, or they can put it before the voters. We hope that they choose to actually put it before the voters in November 2020. So that's what should happen according to the elections code. What do we expect will happen? We kind of expect that the army of lawyers that sits over there at the county is going to go through our petition and sue us for it, take us to court in an attempt effectively to keep this off the ballot and out of the hands of voters. We've met all the requirements. This really should be on the November 2020 ballot.
Why are you making such a big deal over $157 per year tax?
We're making a big deal for 2 reasons. First of all, we get numerous stories from people that are on fixed income, or they have a piece of property that doesn't really generate income they don't live on. Many of these pieces of property, the property tax was $20, $30 a year, and now it's going up to $157 a year. If you're on a fixed income, $157 extra bite, that hurts. The second reason why this tax is so important to us is, again, we're referring back to the California Constitution what it requires and how the county of San Bernardino ignored that requirement, the 2/3 requirement, and effectively got around that to impose a tax, extend a tax without a 2/3 vote, which is a requirement in the Constitution. It was a bad idea. It came from senior bureaucrats within the county. It never should have seen the light of day. Supervisors should have voted it down 5-0. But no, it passed at 3-2, and here we are now.
The San Bernardino Fire Department is in the hole by 10%. If we talk about in dollars, that's $29 million, which is such a high number.
Just fire protection, boy, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It really is. This is so much more than just $147 a year on your parcel, folks. Have you looked at the, almost 40 pages of new fees that are coming at you?